Okay, we are back. Welcome back. Welcome back, friends.
Ah!
Welcome back, viewers.
No.
Yes, I did remember to unmute you. I am so good at this right now. Um, a quick note that I want to make at the beginning of this as we jump into the next few scenes. By the end of this session, I want to be in a position where the full moon is rising. So we have a little bit of a time limit here. From now until the end of the session, I want us to figure out A, what are you going to be doing during the full moon? And B, what sort of downtime things are you going to do in the day and a half or so between now and then? So just some transparency. I want to let folks know that my goal here is to end this session with the full moon begins to rise, you hear howls in the distance, something along those lines, and then fade to black. So, jumping into the game. So, you are all sort of caught up on things. You know also more or less the exact size of the army. I'm not going to bore folks with the details, but the army is significantly larger than you expected. This isn't a military sim, so I'm not going to give you battalion numbers, but like there are a large number of conscripts also reinforcing the shield dwarves, their archers, and their assorted scouts and such things. Mm-hmm. The dwarven army has grown as well. Like people are beginning to, dwarves are beginning to flock to the battle hammer flag for what's to come.
Yeah.
Echo that first day we're there goes and says goodbye to the circus family, who are heading to Mirabar to ride out the full moon because they don't want to be around the war camp when werewolves start flying.
I forgot my water. I'll be back in just a moment. Keep going.
Yeah. Echo says, checks in with them, says goodbye, makes sure that they have everything they need as they're on their way to Mirabar. That's basically what he's catching up on before they go back to the forge.
I'll be coordinating with Sven. I do want to have one moment where Calder would make one moment to interact with Anton one last time and basically give him an opportunity to try and flex on Calder, just because Calder's just waiting to drop that bomb.
So at some point, Anton will. They'll cross paths at some point, either by chance or by chance. And Anton will sort of call you aside like he's got something exciting to show you. And he dips into his pouch and he says, I commissioned this from an artist here in the camp. And he did excellent work. And I just wanted you to take a look at this image. And he pulls out a small miniature rendering of Anton astride a brilliant white unicorn rearing up as an orc cowers in front of it. And he says, what do you think? Too much?
Anton, knowing you, it's exactly the right amount.
See, that's what I thought. It's not every day you get to actually tame a unicorn, if only for a moment.
You wrote a unicorn.
This is true to life, every detail. At least every detail as interpreted by the artist who was being told what it looked like by Dream.
Call me incredulous.
I always was more than you expected me to be, little brother.
Well, unfortunately, I do not have any paintings to match that magnificent story. Father will be very proud of you. I say that in all seriousness. He will be deeply impressed.
Well, perhaps it'll keep him from nagging me for a short time at least.
Would you trouble me for your opinion of something that I will be showing Father?
Oh, by all means.
I will at this point lift up my hand and pull down the sleeve to reveal the black scaled mark of the new scar.
I'm just gonna make a roll really quick. Go ahead.
This is the brand that I was given to me when Nightscale blessed me with her draconic essence. I'm sorry, with his draconic essence.
He looks at it, and you can tell for a moment he's looking at it like, I know you used to have a magic ink finger. So he's looking close to see. He knows what your tattoos look like, and he's looking at it like, is this a real thing? And he notes that it is acid burns, right? It was acid burns forming this. This is not a tattoo. This is a brand.
Yep.
So he looks close at it, and he backs up, and he says, you know, Father will probably think that you commissioned that from some sort of artist.
Paula will nod, quite possibly.
I hear there are some that work in acid.
I do believe that you're correct. However, I would think that this is a little harder to fake, and we'll gesture to the side and acid ball some section of the rock.
Sure.
With the empowered essence behind it.
Throw around high-level spells, not high-level spells, but mid-level spells.
Just
high damage spells.
Yes.
That is a bit harder to fake.
And he is going to not respond to that just yet. I'm going to make a wisdom save and see how boisterous he wants to be. He is going to take the smart way out and shut his mouth for the time being. Which is weird for him, but here we are.
Brother, please, share with me your opinion.
Damn it. He nods and he says, well, you always were the favorite, so I'm certain this is only going to continue that trend.
Calder does not want to take a satisfaction in that, but he does.
And Anton definitely looks up and down the hallway, not even bothering to hide it at this point, to make sure there's nobody else around who is watching this.
Uh-huh.
If I may ask, how these things do come around? Have you evaded the Xanathar so far?
Well, tilt his head, smile. My brother, my kind, dearly protective brother. That's my business.
You know what? I feel like that is so good that it doesn't even need a roll. He'll just kind of nod for a moment. He'll take a step back. I will say that Calder will note a bit of genuine respect in the future interactions with Anton. Not a lot.
It's the case of game recognizing game. They still hate each other, but just an inkling of respect is appearing.
Also, the fact that you are demonstrating not only competence but a certain ruthlessness as well. This is like him going, I wonder if maybe my brother, my idiot kid little brother is finally growing up. Just a little bit of that. Just a little bit of that. Not a lot.
Eventually, when that conversation ends, Calder will leave it with shooting off the line. Maybe one day I'll tell you how I shot a squid head and a chimera out of the sky.
Inventing tales does not become you, brother.
Brother, I've never had the need to lie to you.
So there's, I don't remember which anime it was, but as you laugh like that, there is an anime in which two people who are like fighting each other, they both start, maybe it's every anime, they both start laughing, and both of the laughs escalate, and then your line comes across. Yes.
Brother, I have never had a need to lie to you.
Possibly JoJo, probably JoJo at least. I'm sure it's happened in JoJo.
Or One Piece, at least one.
Yes.
Multiple times.
So let's go ahead and now jump to moving. Is there anything else we want to do before we move back to the Forge? Because I know Jen has not been a part of the game for a little bit here.
I'm assuming Barnabas isn't going to come immediately to the forge, so I do want
Let's
to.
talk about that, because he will suggest that he should come along to the forge. I mean, Sven, of course, will say, no, you can't, you need to be here, but he'll say something along the lines of, it's not like I'm the one delving the dungeon is delved. I'm simply going and inspecting our new home. And even Sven can't really argue with that.
Yeah, so whatever first contingent of soldiers and Echo and Calder and Barnabas that go through to get back to the forge that first day. I just want to note that Echo took the time while they were organizing all this to swap his attunement over to the Braces of Defense, now that he no longer has his medallion.
Got it. No problem. Is there anything else? Calder, did you have, or does Calder have anything else before you have Sven make the teleportation circle?
Like making a point to suggest to Echo, like, are you going to talk to the circus about taking your new companion on eventually?
Oh, yeah, no, they're a little concerned about like getting to Mirabar in time to like set up and get enough hotel rooms and all that sort of stuff. But I mentioned offhand that there might be someone I'd be sending their way. They're pretty chill about weird people showing up. Also, I snagged some snacks. We're not just dealing with boring rations anymore. I took some. We got some caramel apples and a bit of popcorn. And
well, I was thinking about that actually as the Dorger, his abilities to be a performer actually are quite solid. He can do with the invisibility and the enlargement. He can definitely play with that. He's not going to be in direct sunlight for most of his activities, as he will be under the big top. And
right, and that one that hit me did some weird thing with his hammer before it hit my skull. I felt it like physically, but also like spiritually hit me. It was like that could probably be worked into an act.
Yeah, I have notes on that. Next time you want to give a diplomatic gesture, I could just put an illusion in the way.
I want to talk about that, but I don't think we should find a way to get Barnabas away from the rest of his advisors. I have some questions for him.
Oh, I do have to speak to him about the logistics of moving so many troops and how it would be better to have a spellcaster at both ends to maintain the connection.
Yeah, but let's get people settled and then talk to him.
Yes.
Creetha should be there too.
All right. Well, we'll be accompanying him. So let's get back to let's go terrify Creetha with just so many dwarves.